Welcome to Chasing Curiosity TV. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Headlines blazed across the world. Philippines sitting on $1 trillion oil and gas jackpot. This was not just a local story, it was a revelation that captured global attention, hinting at a seismic shift in the energy landscape. Suddenly, the Philippines, long an energy importer, was thrust into the global spotlight. The nation, often overshadowed by its larger neighbors, now stood at the forefront of a potential energy revolution. Deep beneath the West Philippine Sea, geologists confirmed vast, untapped reserves. These reserves, hidden for millennia, now promise to rewrite the economic narrative of the region. These were not minor finds, resources potentially worth trillions. The sheer scale of the discovery was staggering, with the potential to transform the Philippines into a major player in the global energy market. This discovery could transform the nation's destiny and shift the geopolitical balance in one of the world's most contested regions. The stakes were high, and the implications far-reaching. For decades, the Philippines depended on foreign energy, vulnerable to price shocks and supply disruptions. The nation's energy security was always at the mercy of external forces. Now, a new path beckons: energy independence, economic growth, and national security. The promise of self-sufficiency and prosperity was within reach, but it required careful navigation. But the treasure lies in disputed waters, claimed by powerful neighbors, especially China. The geopolitical tensions were palpable, with the potential for conflict ever present. The journey to unlock this wealth will test the nation's diplomacy and resolve. It was a delicate dance of negotiation and strategy, with the world watching every move. The world is watching as the Philippines faces a high-stakes game for its future. The decisions made here could set precedents for international law and regional cooperation. A new energy supplier could stabilize markets and provide allies with reliable resources. The potential for new alliances and partnerships was immense, offering a chance to reshape global energy dynamics. Yet it also creates a new flashpoint in the tense South China Sea. The region, already a hotspot for military activity, now faced increased scrutiny and potential conflict. How will China respond? What will the US and other powers do? The region has become a global chessboard, with each move carefully calculated and watched by the world. Every move, every rig, every statement will be scrutinized by world leaders and corporate giants. The stakes were not just economic but also political and environmental. For Filipinos, the news brings hope for jobs and cheaper electricity, but also anxiety over conflict and environmental risks. The promise of prosperity was tempered by the fear of potential fallout. The government faces immense pressure to navigate these challenges. The path forward was fraught with obstacles, requiring wisdom and foresight. Decisions made now will echo for generations. The future of the nation hung in the balance, with the potential to redefine its place in the world. This is more than an energy story. It's a defining moment for a nation at a crossroads. The world is watching. The story begins now, as the Philippines stands on the brink of a new era. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. addressed the nation with determination and optimism, his voice carrying the weight of both history and hope. In a time of global uncertainty, he stood before the Filipino people, promising bold action and a vision for the future. He declared a new era, one defined by self-reliance and energy security, where the Philippines would no longer be at the mercy of unpredictable global markets or foreign suppliers. For Marcos, domestic energy production is not just an opportunity, it's a necessity for national survival. He believes that harnessing the country's own resources is the key to unlocking economic growth and stability for generations to come. The Philippines' reliance on imported fuel has long left it vulnerable to global market shocks, price hikes, and supply disruptions. Every spike in oil prices sends ripples through the economy, affecting everything from transportation to food costs. Now, the president's vision is clear: transform the country from a passive energy consumer into a dynamic energy producer. He aims to tap into untapped reserves, modernize infrastructure, and create new jobs in the energy sector. The government is actively seeking foreign partners, promising a stable investment climate and incentives for those willing to invest in the nation's energy future. International collaboration is seen as essential to bring in technology, expertise, and capital. This quest echoes the ambitions of his late father. Energy is the bedrock of a modern economy. The younger Marcos hopes to succeed where others have struggled, building on the legacy while forging his own path. The stakes are high. Frequent power outages and soaring electricity bills threaten to slow down progress and discourage investment. Millions of Filipinos feel the impact in their daily lives, from businesses to households. Marcos is betting he can navigate geopolitical risks, attract investors, and deliver prosperity, avoiding the so-called resource curse that has plagued other nations. Success would mean more than just energy, it would mean hope and opportunity for all. The success or failure of this ambitious gamble will define his presidency, shaping his legacy and the nation's future for decades to come. The nation holds its breath, hoping for a new dawn. The world is watching, waiting to see if the Philippines can rise to the challenge and claim its place as a true energy power in the region. The scale of the Philippines' untapped oil and gas reserves is truly staggering. Stretching beneath the waves and hidden under the seabed, these resources have the potential to transform the nation's destiny. Experts estimate there could be up to 11 billion barrels of oil waiting to be extracted, a figure that places the Philippines among the world's most resource-rich nations. Alongside this, an astonishing 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas lies untapped, enough to fuel industries, homes and vehicles for generations. These reserves rival those of established energy giants like Saudi Arabia, Russia, and the United States, putting the Philippines on the map as a potential energy powerhouse. If harnessed, this energy could power the Philippines for decades, ending its dependence on costly imports and even turning the country into a net exporter of oil and gas. The economic windfall is measured in trillions of pesos, promising a surge in national wealth, investment, and financial stability. Yet for years, these vast resources have remained dormant, locked away by political risks, territorial disputes, and a lack of advanced technology. Now, with breakthroughs in drilling technology and renewed political will, the Philippines stands on the brink of unlocking this immense treasure trove. Major international energy companies are taking notice, eager to invest and bring their expertise to the region. For ordinary Filipinos, this could mean lower electricity bills, thousands of new jobs, and a surge in government revenues to fund vital infrastructure, roads, schools, and hospitals. But the technical challenges are immense. Deep water extraction requires cutting-edge technology, strict safety standards, and a highly skilled workforce. The country must act swiftly to build capacity, train workers, and develop the infrastructure needed to support a booming energy sector. The rewards? A future of prosperity, stability, and opportunity for all Filipinos, a chance to lift millions out of poverty and secure the nation's place in the global economy. This vast sea of black gold could truly rewrite the nation's story, ushering in a new era of growth and self-reliance. The time to act is now, before this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity slips away. The heart of this energy wealth lies in the West Philippine Sea, especially the Recto Bank, believed to hold the bulk of the country's gas reserves. Other promising sites dot the Palawan Basin and Sulu Sea, backed by years of seismic surveys. But these riches sit in some of the world's most contested waters. An international tribunal ruled in favor of the Philippines in 2016, but China refuses to recognize the decision. Chinese vessels regularly patrol and disrupt exploration efforts. Every survey ship or drilling rig is a direct challenge to China's claims. The Philippines' greatest economic hope is also its biggest security risk. Manila must assert its rights while avoiding direct confrontation. This is the central dilemma: prosperity or peril. The map of energy is also a map of geopolitical tension. Every barrel and cubic foot is tied to the South China Sea's dangerous dynamics. The main obstacle isn't technology or money, it's geopolitics. China's sweeping claims cover nearly the entire South China Sea, including the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Despite a 2016 ruling, China enforces its presence with Navy and Coast Guard, intimidating rivals. Filipino vessels face blockades and aggression, making investment risky. Political risk insurance is sky-high. Many projects are commercially unviable. The Philippines isn't alone. Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei face similar pressure. For Manila, moving forward is an act of sovereignty, but it risks severe backlash from Beijing. The government must balance asserting rights with avoiding crisis. The dragon in the room will decide if the Philippines' energy dreams become reality. The stakes couldn't be higher. The urgency is real. Malampaya, the country's main gas field, is running dry. For 2 decades, it powered Luzon and reduced reliance on imports. But its reserves are nearly exhausted. Shutdown looms by 2027. Without a replacement, power plants will switch to expensive, polluting fuels. Electricity prices will spike, and blackouts could return. The economic shock would be severe, draining foreign reserves and weakening the peso. The government's push to explore the West Philippine Sea is a race against disaster. The Sampaguita field in Recto Bank is the logical successor, potentially much larger than Malampaya. Developing it is a national imperative. The end of Malampaya is a deadline set by geology. The Philippines must act before the lights go out. Facing Malampaya's decline and China's aggression, the Marcos administration has acted boldly. The moratorium on West Philippine Sea exploration was lifted, signaling the country's seriousness. The Department of Energy is courting global energy firms, offering attractive terms and regulatory stability. International consortiums are showing renewed interest. At the same time, the Philippines is strengthening alliances, especially with the U.S., to deter aggression and provide a security umbrella for investors. Military cooperation has expanded, with joint exercises and increased U.S. access to bases. Partnerships with Japan, Australia, and Vietnam are also growing, focusing on maritime security. This coalition aims to uphold international law and resist coercion. By building a network of partners, the Philippines is not facing the dragon alone. These moves are part of an integrated strategy to turn the trillion-dollar dream into reality. The world is watching. Look at Indonesia and Malaysia. Both harnessed offshore oil and gas to transform their economies. While they prospered, the Philippines lagged behind, missing out on decades of growth. The opportunity cost is measured in trillions and lost potential. Now the race is not just against Malampaya's depletion, but to catch up with neighbors. Indonesia and Malaysia offer lessons, manage boundaries, attract investment, and keep wealth at home. The Philippines can learn from their successes and mistakes, but the window is closing. Global energy is shifting toward renewables. If the country waits too long, the world's appetite for fossil fuels may fade. The race is against time, neighbors, and a changing world. Decisions made today will determine if the Philippines joins the region's energy powerhouses or is left behind. The stakes are generational. The time to act is now. The Philippines stands at a crossroads. One path: energy independence, economic transformation, and national security, by developing West Philippine Sea reserves. The other: continued dependence, vulnerability, and missed opportunity. The choice is between courage and caution, between forging a future or forfeiting it. Younger Filipinos, aware of the climate crisis, push for renewables. The challenge: use oil and gas revenues as a bridge to a green economy. The decision rests with today's leaders, but its impact will last generations. The stakes extend beyond the nation, affecting the Indo-Pacific security. Will the Philippines assert its rights and set a precedent for smaller nations? Or will it yield, letting might make right? The world is watching, the clock is ticking.